We've talked a lot about Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders and her push to get phones out of the classroom.
But we are also seeing that push nationwide, with the crackdown on phones in the classroom actually leading to new legislation in some places.
New tonight at 10, Danya Backus hears why some health experts say the ban is the right move for our children.
In classrooms across the country, cell phones seem as prevalent as book bags and pencils. But in states from Arizona,
it's become the heroin of our time,
to South Carolina,
it just has to be turned off and put away.
educators and lawmakers are cracking down on the devices, restricting or even banning them in schools.
I had very difficult interactions with students who answered phones in the middle of class, who didn't want to put them away. You know, there are these TikTok and Instagram trends that become very, very disruptive.
Spending time on the phone scrolling during a classroom activity or a learning session, it really negates the children's ability to absorb that information or learn that information.
Dr. John Pasatini is a child psychologist and director at UCLA's Child Anxiety Resistance Education and Support Center. He says phones in schools can also harm mental health and stunt social development.
It really interferes with developing creativity, with developing social skills, the ability to get along with each other, to problem solve.
Recent studies show students in phone-free classrooms had higher levels of comprehension and lower levels of anxiety, but not everyone is convinced.
We've had phones since we were in 4th, 5th grade. It's a part of our life now. Not that it's an addiction or an obsession, it's just an aspect of our life that we've learned to live with.
Dr. Pasatini says parents can help students adjust to phone-free schools by putting their own devices away. He suggests parents, teachers, and students work together to create a healthy and supportive learning environment. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
California is the latest state to pass legislation requiring school districts to limit students' phone usage.
And if signed by Governor Gavin Newsom there, as expected, it'll join Indiana, Minnesota, Ohio, and Virginia. As for Arkansas, Governor Sanders and the state education secretary have rolled out a phone-free pilot program.
If schools join, they would get funding for cell phone pouches or other locking systems. Generally, students place their phones in those pouches at the beginning of the day. The grant would also cover funding for virtual mental health services.
But not all schools have to follow the same guidelines. The governor says she's leaving it up to those local districts to decide how they want to implement the program. So far, the state says 180 districts have signed up, 75% of the state. Each one will do a survey at the end of the year to see how the program went.